After claiming our lotto winnings, we decided to sit down and figure out how we were going to spread our wealth to our immediate family. So I decided to fly everyone to Jamaica, paid for all of the rooms, rented out the ballroom at the resort, to have a private meeting between my family and my attorneys. I had contracts drawn out, giving my family members the option to take a one-time payment from me, which includes no other gifts or money after contracts were signed. And I also had contracts drawn up for the members of the family that would rather have a business that pays them residual income every month. I think this is a fair opportunity for everyone, because I wanted to take care of this responsibility first, so me and my family can get on with our lives. Most of the family took the upfront money and signed the contract my lawyer drew up. For the next 5 days, we enjoyed our vacation. Everyone had fun, and then everyone returned home. I ended up buying a house outside of Orlando. I finally got my dream home. Me and Dion got married, and by the way, I am 5 months pregnant. Dion decided to go into the entertainment business as a manager and also a booking agent. So he's never home. He's pursuing his dream, so I'm not mad at him. But I'm feeling more like I'm handling this pregnancy by myself. Months have passed. I called Dion to tell him that I'm about to have the baby, so he flies home. And we welcome in a little baby boy. Dion's phone was ringing like crazy. He walks into the hallway to answer, but he's talking pretty loud so I can hear him, and it sounds like he is explaining himself, which is something I never hear him do. He comes back and kisses me and tells me he has to go. I get released a few days later. The baby had to stay to have a few tests ran. I get home and I start getting private calls to my phone. When I answer, no one says anything, so I hang up. I decide to leave and go pamper myself since I have a few days before my baby boy gets home from the hospital. As I'm getting my nails done, a young lady sits next to me at the nail tech station. Not really paying her any mind, I just glanced over and noticed that she has the same ring that I have. So I politely said, "Excuse me. That's a very beautiful ring you have. I have one just like it." She said, "Thank you, Drika." I said, "Excuse me, do I know you?" She then said, "No, but I know who you are. You see, I told Dion that I want everything that you have, and he's going to give it to me whether he wants to or not. You see, we all have a secret, but the price of my secret is going to cost you everything that you have." I then told her, "I don't have a clue on what you're speaking of." She then said my boyfriend was murdered by Dion for the information that I gave on the location of your car. So to make a long story short, your coworker contacted me in the traffic division for the information that led to the location of your car. The next day after my boyfriend was found dead, I pulled the traffic cameras, and it had Dion's car leaving the Lake's apartment after I hung up the phone with him. It didn't take long to put 2 and 2 together. Once I was able to locate Dion, I was able to find out who you were. So here's the play. I want everything that you have, and I'm going to allow you to enjoy the rest of your life, not behind bars. And the next time I call, answer the phone, bitch. Then she gets up and walks out. I call Dion. He does not answer the phone. I text him 911 as I'm speeding home. I get home, I see Dion's car parked in the driveway. I walk in, and he's pacing back and forth. I said, "Dion, a bitch came up to me at the nail shop telling me that the cop was her boyfriend that you shot, and she wants everything that we have." Dion then say, "Yes, baby, I know I've been paying her off for the past 8 months now, and it's not enough. She is threatening to expose everything. So now she wants everything we have for exchange for our freedom." Dion then says, "I think we should just take our money and run." I told him, "I'm not running with a newborn baby. Offer that bitch 20 million. I'm gonna go back to my old job and speak with the IT guy to see if I can get some information on her." Dion then says, "I have one more thing that I need to tell you. I've been sleeping with her also." I go to the hospital to see my son to see how he's doing. The doctors tell me that they want to keep him for 2 more days before they release him to me. So I head to IBM. I had the receptionist call him down to the lobby. He gets off the elevator and I wasted no time asking him, "Your friend that works in the traffic division, who is she?" He says, why? What's going on? I then ask, how well do you know her? He says, I know her very well. He then says, what is this all about? I told him the information she gave you on my car that was missing may have gotten her boyfriend killed. He said that's impossible, because she would have told me. I said, did you know her boyfriend? He said, not personally. I only talked to him over the phone. I said, did she tell you he was dead? He said no. He said, what does that has to do with you? I told him I couldn't tell him right now. I just need her contact information and the actual email that she sent you that day on the information on my car location. He gave me her phone number, email, and also last address that he remembered she lived at. I told him, thank you, I will be in touch, but please do not contact her or tell anyone about this conversation we had. I will meet with you in a few days to give you something that will compensate you for everything. I then left, and I called Dion and told him to take $500K out of the safe. Call her to meet tonight. Tell her you're bringing her $10 million to hold her over until we are able to get more money out. I asked him, have you fucked her at her house? He dropped his head and said yes. I told him, well, I need you to continue to. Dion went to shower. I went in his car and got his gun out. I took all the bullets out except one and put the safety on and put it in my car. When he came back down from showering, I told him, I need you to stay the night with her and keep her from counting the money. Once they both lay down and she's asleep, unlock the door. He says, what are you going to do? I told him I'm going to save both of our lives. He gets to her house about 10 p.m., throws the duffel bag on her couch. She opens it up. She sees the money. They start kissing and head to her bedroom. He opens her door for me around 1 a.m. He lays back down beside her, and then I push her head, waking her up. She says, bitch, what you doing in my house? I then say, since you like playing games, we all gonna play a game tonight. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to live. And in the process, you get to keep $500K. She says, I have 10 million. I said, no, bitch. It's only $500K in that bag. I threw her Dion's gun, and I said, it's one bullet in the chamber. Then I pull out my gun and tell her, shoot Dion in the head, keep the $500K and live. If not, I kill both of you. She pointed the gun at me. I laughed. She turned the gun toward Dion, pulls the trigger, and noticed the safety was on. Dion then grabs the gun from her, clicks the safety off, and shoots her in the head. Then I shot Dion in the temple. I took my clip out of my gun and swapped it with his clip. I grabbed the duffel bag of money and left. The next day I go to the hospital to pick up my son Dion Jr. Maybe one day I will tell my son how much of a hero his dad was, and a bitch as well.
Borderlinecrazytv.